I'm going to do a review on my Greenzone foldable bike. So I had this about 3 years. I bought it local here in the Houston area. There's a dealer. I guess I went to a warehouse where he was selling the bikes. He had a number of them all set up out on display. So I paid $150 for the bike, which I think is really good. And I'll point out later, I guess there were differences in some of the components on the bike, but this is how the bike looks when it's folded up. So where I work at the Space Center, the parking situation in the building I work in is not the greatest, so I bought the bike, keep it in the trunk all the time, park way far away from the building, and use the bike to ride into my office. It's also good to be able to have the bike if I need to ride to another building on site, so it's really come in handy. So this is what it looks like when it's folded up on the website. This is the 26-inch steel frame. The website says it weighs 32 pounds. They make an aluminum alloy frame version that's supposed to be 27 pounds, but just lifting it in and out of the trunk hasn't been a problem. And let me show you what it looks like to unfold it. It probably takes all of 10 seconds to unfold it, so let me just move around and show you how that's done. So make sure you can see that. So the bike folds out, and this part here should lock in. There's a lock here. Normally there's a so normally this pin drops down. Let me see if I can. Just moves, latches it. And actually, I've ridden with the bike without this in place, and nothing's happened. Just the pedals fold out like this. The kickstand down. You can tighten the bolt here. The seat has a quick release on it. Close it. There's a minimum insertion line about here, but I'm almost 6 feet tall. And I used to race bikes a lot, and just to get like the best extension, I have to pull it up farther than this minimum insertion line. So, but it hasn't been a problem. I'm not riding it very far. Handlebar folds up. There's a latch you push up, and then there's this ring that you rotate that hooks around the lash to keep the handlebars in place. So that's really how to fold up and take down the bike. It's pretty quick. It doesn't take much time at all. You pull out here so you can see it. So it comes with it's a 7-speed bike. There's a 7-speed cog in the back here with the derailleur. I think it just says Shimano, but these are low-end components, but it's they work pretty well over the 3 years I've had the bike. Plastic fenders with a reflector on the back, rack in the back, seat post adjustment with a quick release on there. You can push the seat up and down. The pedals retract, flip them down. Chain ring, same thing in the front here. Plastic fenders, which are nice if it's raining or has been raining. There's a reflector on the bike. The one on the back came off. Let me take the camera off the tripod and get a little closer. I was saying, when I went to buy the bike, there were a number of the bikes set up on display. You see I got the one here that has the grip shifter on it. It's a 7-speed. Some, they just have the thumb shifters. I think the grip shifters work better. So it looks like the components on the bikes that I saw weren't all the same. As you can see, it used to have a bell up here, but that came off quite a while ago after putting it in and out of the car trunk. That hasn't been a problem. Brakes work pretty well, except I need to adjust this the back brake. It's not adjusted well. I had to do a little adjusting on the derailleur and the shifter, but that wasn't a problem. Seat's been comfortable. You can see here. Actually, I've ridden it around my neighborhood sometimes, maybe like for excuse me, 10-15 mile ride, and it actually rides really well. It's a comfortable bike. Only thing, if you're like me, about 6 feet tall or more, having a larger seat post to extend up so you're not past the the minimum insertion line, which is this dash line here that all seat posts have. That would be a plus, and I've never looked into that. Tires are the original tires. I maybe ride half a mile a day, so roughly 5 days a week. So let me say two 2 miles a week. I'm not riding it that much, but over 3 years, I guess it slowly adds up. So actually, yeah, if you can find one, especially for around, I think the website has these, shows the sale price. I don't think that's correct, but for like $169, but to me it's definitely worth it, and I think this is better than any those heavy steel frame bikes you can get like at Walmart or Target, because it folds up and you can put it in your car, and if you say go on vacation, go out into the country, national park or something, you got a bike you can ride around. So I really give it a 5 stars. The components, like I said, aren't the highest quality, but you can't expect that for $150, but for what you get, I've been very happy with it. I didn't show that I used to have a water bottle cage in the water bottle, but that broke over time after taking it in and out of the car. I think the handlebars used to hit it, and I guess there was the screws here that the cage would use to attach the cage. I'm not sure where those are, but I keep it in the trunk most of the time, so it's not exposed to the weather. But as you can see on the rims, the spokes have some rust on the spoke nipples there. So I'm sure these aren't the highest quality spokes and components either, but for the price, I think it's a really good value. Definitely a nice, comfortable riding bike for around $150, $160. And not everybody can afford the higher end foldable bikes. So this is my review. If you have any questions, just post in the comment section below. Thanks.